Good morning, everyone. Hopefully the audio is on. Appreciate David bringing my agency in and giving me a chance to hopefully bring you some good value. He obviously wanted to invest in you as a team, and he believes in you in a big way. And when you do anything in life or in sales, okay, you've got to have a good mindset. It's not just about knowing certain things, right? When you're dealing with telesales, it doesn't matter if you're even a face-to-face agent that is where you found yourself. That's fine too. You have to have your mind right before you deploy methods, okay? So a lot of times when you wake up in the morning, where are you? Okay, where's your head? Where's your head game? Is everybody awake this morning? Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Is everybody awake this morning? Yes. Okay, good, good. I'm making sure everybody's alive and ready to go. Do you do self-affirmations when you start your day, okay? When you're doing telesales, do you do self-affirmations before you start your day? Yes. Okay, good. How many people truthfully do it? Let's just own it, okay? We got 3, 4 people in the room, okay? I want that to change, okay? You cannot start telesales or even face-to-face if your mindset is off. You wonder why you can't get appointments. You wonder why you can't get closes. You wonder why your clients don't want to listen to you, okay? You started off where you didn't start with the first things. That's your mind, okay? So when you start off in the morning, I want you to do positive verbal self-affirmations. You've got enough trash in your head, right? Oh, it's going to be a tough day. Oh, man, it's going to be tough today. Oh, everybody's going to hang up on me. Oh, I can't wait to get T-boned in the middle of this intersection. What pleasure's waiting for me now, right? So you've got to start with a positive mindset if you want to be a positive and have more production as a producer. You've got to have positive mental attitudes. You've got to be in a place where you're going to be a top producer, but you need to focus on performance, but you've got to focus on positivity, all right? So when you start off your day, all right, I want to help you understand how to do that, okay? I want you to start off with an affirmation that you're awake this morning. I know we had fun yesterday, but I want you to do this. I'm awake. 1, 2, 3. I'm awake. Okay, let's do that again so I can hear you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm awake. Okay, good. We're awake this morning. All right, so you're awake. Let's make sure everybody's alive. So we're going to do 2 volleys. I'm awake. I'm alive. Can we handle that? Okay, we're ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm awake. I'm alive. Good. All right, so we've established we're awake this morning. We've now established that we're all having blood ticking through our veins. Okay? You ready to be successful today? Yes. Okay, let's try that. I'm successful today. Okay? I'm awake. I'm awake. No, we aren't. All right, now we got to start all over again. Okay? And this can happen in your career. You're going to get feelings where, oh crap, I got to start over again. Get used to this. It doesn't matter if we're a group or if we're an individual. You have to start yourself smooth if you want to be successful. Okay? And just because you stumbled in one place doesn't mean you can't launch into the next. Okay? So let's do this. I'm awake, I'm alive, and I'm going to be successful today. We got that? Yes. All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. I'm awake, I'm alive, I'm successful today. Okay, good. What you're going to want to focus on is your mind before you deploy methods. In telesales, or in sales in general, this will translate. You want to win football games? Show the heck up to practice. You want to understand how to win games? Understand what your coach has told you and implement it. You want to run your own plays? You're going to get hit. You will get hit and you're going to get hurt in this space. Telesales is awesome. It's amazing, but you better make sure that you understand the basics, okay? Basics are powerful in sales. Basics are powerful in life. You've got to understand what is my goal if you want to win. You don't want to be like that guy that ran, okay, for the opponent's team and you think you're winning and you're smiling and you're running towards the wrong damn goal, okay? You should be running that way if you know where your goal line is. So a lot of agents, they don't always know what the goal of their career is. It's not just the sale, okay? You go focusing on the wrong goal, which is just sales, 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 you're going towards the wrong goalpost. The sale will happen when you help your client get what they want, not what you want. You've got to have the right goal. You've got to have the right grind. You've got to have the right mind. That's why we start off with mindset before we go into methods. Methods will help you in major ways, but you've got to have a good mind. You've got to have the goal of the client in front of you. You've got to know what that is. That making sense to everyone? You've got to have your goals right, okay? You've got to focus on what the client truthfully wants. You wonder why you've got lapse ratios. You wonder why your business falls off the books, because maybe you're focusing on your why instead of the client's why, okay? You should be going towards what the client wants. They'll keep that policy because it's what they desire. You help them attain it. You're an advocate, not just a salesman. And so many people disparage salespeople because, you know what? They're pushy, okay? They're pushy as all get out. You all know what I'm talking about? That pushy salesman. Just buy from me, buy from me. You need this, you need this, you need this. Yes, they need it. But did you actually uncover the goal? Do you know where you're going? Helping them attain what they want? When you help the client attain what they want, you're an order taker. The byproduct of you serving them is the sale. It's a byproduct, not the primary target. So many agencies that I see. I've got a lot of agents across this nation, and let me tell you, a lot of them have come from other places, and they're so focused on the sale instead of serving and helping the clients get what they want. You've got to be in a mindset that first off, you start positive, okay? But you better choose your coach damn well, okay? You choose your coach good. You better make sure your coach has done what you want to do. You want to win Super Bowls, and I don't play in the NFL. Okay, not even a little bit. But my wife says I'm horrible at analogies. We're going to bring them today, okay? Love you, babe. All right, so football is won because of a dang good coach. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
You're not going to win Super Bowls if the dude's never been successful. Okay, there's not a Super Bowl coach on the planet that has won a Super Bowl that just pulled up in his jammas and never thrown the pigskin. Okay? You better choose your team well. You better choose your partners well. This is all going back to mindset. Who is your partner? Who's bleeding up in your ear? Do not take advice from people that are equally as screwed up as you. Do not. Okay? I know, like, wow, right? Thanks for I flew in for this, right? Thanks, David. Okay? But a lot of people will take advice from people that do not know what they're doing. Blind leading the blind, right? You need to be learning from someone that's on a higher level or where you want to attain greatness from. Okay? So when you are focusing on things, do not lose sight of just forward progress. Okay? In telesales, you've got to push. Know your coach. Know that he knows truth, and if he knows truth, follow him to the gates of hell. If he knows where he's going and has done what you want to do, okay? It's not about you making up your own plays. Scripting is so important, it's vital. Quit thinking that you know how to win Super Bowls when you've never even put on the uniform yet. A lot of new agents make this mistake. You get into insurance, and you're like, yay, I'm an insurance agent. This is awesome. I passed my license. I know how to do everything. No, you don't. I didn't either. Okay, I ran national telesales organizations. I ran 2 different call centers with lots of bodies that worked for me. And guess what? When I went from leaving there as a district sales director, managing these locations, to then to go be a humble insurance agent that could barely spell term insurance, didn't know anything about IULs, ULs, you might as well be speaking the Greek alphabet to me. I didn't know anything. I had to humble myself to be in a place of learning. Doesn't matter that I knew telesales. Doesn't matter that I ran a big organization. It does not mean jack diddly or squat. You've got to be in a position to be a sponge, okay? So when you first start off in telesales, you got to have a good script. That's your offense, ladies and gentlemen. Your script is your offense. You've got to have a good script. You've got to have a good script, and you've got to have a good script. You must follow it. You've got to follow it to a T. Just like if you're doing face-to-face, you've got to follow the systems. The systems work, okay? There's football plays being run today that have been run forever. And guess what? They still work and win games. But it's a game of inches at times. A lot of times in insurance, it's a game of inches. You've got to think about it like a game. This is going to be fun. I'm going to help the client win. I'm going to help the client win. Don't be focusing on, I need a sale, I need a sale, I need a sale. The most pungent breath on the planet is commission breath. The most pungent breath on the planet is commission breath. Your client can smell it a mile away. Get it out of your system, okay? This is why your affirmations are powerful. Your mind will help you attain more, okay? You've got to be in a position where you've got good offense, though. You've got to know the playbook. Just like in football, you better know the playbook. Your playbook is your script. Take that script, take it to heart, grab it, and never let loose of it. Doesn't mean you can't dance a little bit and put your own little flavor on it, okay, when you make your touchdown. But you better know the play. If not, what's going to take place is you're in the Wild West, you're going to get hurt. I promise you, you will get hurt. When I first started insurance, if I just went to like, oh, I think I know better because I ran a bunch of telemarketing plays, so this is cool, I know everything about everything. No, I'd be screwed. I'd get absolutely slammed when I first started, and I would not be successful today if that's where I was, okay? If that's where I was in my mind, my methods would follow. So understand, you need good offense. You need good scripts, okay? You need good defense. Just like in football, you need good defense. If you're the best person at reading your script, and then I tell you I need to think about it. Oh, I gotta wait. Oh, I gotta talk to my dog, my neighbor, my prepaid legal attorney. And you're running. And then wham, out of thin air, the defense just threw you on your butt and you feel like you got a concussion. It's because your defense was off. Your script is your offense, okay? Your rebuttaling systems. I'm talking CRT technology, I'm talking hard-soft techniques, positive compliance techniques. Do you understand rebuttals to the next level? Do you understand inner why? If you don't, you better dive into that. Okay? You need to understand rebuttals. You need to understand defense intimately. You watch football games, they got the most amazing offense on the planet, and guess what? If they don't have a defense, what happens? Do they win? They fail miserably, okay? Seahawks, okay? My team. Case in point, okay? Games can be won by defense, and games can be lost by a crappy defense, okay? I'll own it. Okay? But win or lose, they keep trying, they keep going, they keep attempting to attain greatness and success. And you as agents cannot lose sight of the goalpost. It's a game of inches sometimes. You're going to get hit sometimes. You're going to get told no more times than you can even think about. Take some ibuprofen and let's go. Okay? You need to be in a place of mastery. Doesn't mean that any of us will attain perfection. I've done this a lot of years. Watch my YouTube channel, jasonfinalexpense.com. You will find an insane, okay, lack of perfectionism. We all make mistakes. We all feel like we're tripping over our own tongue. That's okay. It's not about perfection. It's about proficiency. It's about proficiency. Okay? So don't beat yourself up in the mind because you're not perfect yet. You just need to be proficient. You need to be proficient. You got to move forward. So you've got to have good defense, which is your rebuttals. You need to understand that before you get on the phones. You've got to understand that your script is your playbook. Okay? You have to be focused on making forward progress. You get told no, and you're like, oh, now I got to stop. I don't know what to say. You almost feel like Porky Pig, okay? You're like, I don't know what to do, okay? I call this the puffer fish. Client tells you something negative, and what happens to most agents? Everybody seen it, right? You ever seen a puffer fish up in your dental office? Knock, knock, knock. I can't do nothing. I'm just going to float off over here. Okay, click. This is what happens to telesales agents. They're not prepared to handle the negative. Adversity comes, they shut down. They're debilitated. All right? This is not good. You must train your defense extremely well, okay? Not to be defensive, okay? Because a lot of agents get their little britches in a wad when they're told no. It's like an assault to who they are. When you're told no, it's not personal. It just means they haven't found you to be in their corner yet. If that client doesn't know that you're in their corner, doesn't feel it, and you don't really mean it, they can smell a fraud all day long, ladies and gentlemen. They can smell a fraud a mile away. They've been sold their entire life. You think you're going to pull some magic dust and sprinkle it and just be a salesman? No. Nobody wants to be sold that way. And if you're face-to-face, you may sell them, but you will not keep them because it wasn't their goal. Okay? You got to focus on giving the client everything they want, not you getting everything you want. It is reverse of what most people teach, train, and know. You must give the client what they want. Deliver on what they desire. Focus on their why. What is the client's why? What is their purpose? You must focus on that. Self-doubt in this space will take you out. Self-doubt takes out so many agents. Your own doubt, your own head. This is why your mind is so important. You panic as an insurance agent because you didn't train appropriately. You panic because you weren't trained right. Okay? When you're prepared for what's going to come before it comes, there is no problem at all. If you prepare for things, doesn't mean it's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen, when you get told no. But if I know what you're going to say before you say it and I've trained for it, I'm already ready. I don't get nervous. There's no problem here in the transaction because I can't be transactional yet unless I translate what you're telling me, okay, into a position where you know I'm hearing you. I've got to be in a place where I listen and absorb and I'm not caustic. So many agents, you've witnessed this before, maybe in other agencies, it's adversarial, it's like the fighting nuns. You say this, I say that. You say this, I say that. I'm so awesome. No. No. Telesales is about connection. Telesales is about connection. You want to be good at telesales? You better have a good script. You better have a dang good coach. You better have a good playbook. But you better focus on connection and never let that out of your sights. Connect with the client. Connect with their why. What do they want you to deliver? Be okay with pain. It's a painful process. It's not always going to be easy, okay? Getting told no is not easy, is it? It's painful. It stinks, okay? Embrace it. Embrace it. Be ready to step to the next level, okay? Failures are not willing to do what the successful are willing to do. You need to train. That script you have, don't expect to win when you don't even show up to practice. Don't expect to win if you haven't read the playbook. Your playbook, okay, is your techniques, your agency owner investing into you and giving you knowledge, giving you help, and you didn't even open up the playbook. You've got to invest time. Nobody can want success more than you do. Nobody. Don't say you want success if you don't even show up. Don't say you want success if you don't implement technique. Okay, you must have high action. You want to keep your mind right on the phones? Anybody? Yeah. Okay, are you sick and tired of being hung up on in big ways? Buy a mirror. Buy a mirror. Look at your face. Look at your face. A lot of times you get on the phone in telesales and you're like, man, I'm getting hung up on right and left. Well, look at your own face. Look at your face. Do you want to talk to you? Do you want to look at that mug? Do you? Okay, thank God for some of us, okay? It's good we're in telesales, okay? Face-to-face, like, yeah, ugly, okay? You look beautiful by phone, okay? It's great. But this is the way of insurance in telesales. You've got to have a mirror up. Stare at your own mug, as painful as it may be. If you stare at your face, you can fix a lot of problems. You go, oh, I look like I need a Prozac, okay? And it's because you can fix the problem quickly when you look at your own countenance. The Bible talks about your countenance, okay? And guess what? You want to help fix your countenance? Look upon it. Because your clients are looking upon what you're speaking through the telespace. They can feel you. They know if you're fake. They know if you are for them. And by you looking into a mirror, you're going to see how you are expressive. In telesales, you must be overly expressive. And if you want to implement the art of expression, you better have a mirror. Steal one from your wife, men. Go to a dollar store. Go to Goodwill. Get you one. Okay? I know you're not used to looking at your face. Okay? That's why some men have like missing hairs up over here and all this other stuff. And the ladies would never tolerate that. Okay, right? Get a mirror. Look at it. Dive in to your countenance. Okay? You're going to be able to control yourself by focusing on your face. Focus on your expression, and you're going to realize, wow, people are listening to me now. Whoa, I'm getting more calls. I'm getting further along, okay? This is a game of inches. This is a game of inches. It's about continuing the call, continuing the call, continuing the call. You got to bring value to them. If they hang up on you, can you bring any more value? No. Exactly. Any of you all struggle with that? Yep. Mm-hmm. A lot of folks do. Because what happens is you get into your script and you're like, wow, I got the best offense on the planet. I'm good. You want to hear me talk? And then the client's like, no connection. Click. You're hitting dial tone. It's painful, beyond painful. And it's because the dial tone was decreased because your smile tone wasn't there. Okay? You weren't ready here. Your mind wasn't right. You didn't deploy proper tactics and methods, period. Now you're panicking. FOF just came out. Oh, crap, they hung up on me. I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't get what I wanted. You see where there's a problem here? I think all of us as agents have been there. I didn't get what I wanted. Remove the I. Focus on your client's why. Help the client get what they want to attain and be darn good at rescuing them from the problem. Understand the consequences that will happen if you fail to deliver. Your intensity will change, your mindset will change, and your countenance will change if you understand that if this man doesn't have a policy and something happens, his family and his legacy will be forever affected.
What's countenance?
Consequences?
Oh, consequences.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, thank you.
You need to understand the consequences of what's going to take place. You have to. You need to understand the end game. Understand the end game. Know where your goal is, know where you're going, but understand the end game. You only panic in telesales is because you weren't trained right. You only panicked in telesales because you didn't train for the hit. You will get hit. Even you face-to-face reps, love what y'all do. I've got a hybrid agency as well. I've got face-to-face guys, but let me tell you, you got to be prepared to take your hits. It's going to happen, right? Even in football, they prepare you for the hits. Be prepared to take your hits and smile about it. Okay? Smile about it. It's a good thing. You've got to focus on training. But get yourself into a place where your tone is right. Everybody heard the tonality? Yep. Tonality, right? Big in telesales. Just like emphasizing things more drastically is a very good communication tool by the phone. It's powerful. You've got to overemphasize things. But when you're dealing with tonality, I'm going to speak a little different than maybe you're used to being addressed. Because all of us have been children once. We're all grown but men and women, right? But we've all been children, okay? Anybody ever heard this from a child? As you're a little kiddo, whether your parents are living or not, you ever heard this? Don't you take that tone with me, boy. Don't you take that tone with me, right? Anybody heard that? Yeah. I have. Right? You know what was off? My tonality. Not the words that I said, the tone that I took. You wonder why you're having problems in telesales? Your tone is crap. Your parents addressed this with you when you were a young lady and a young man, and it still needs to be addressed today in telesales. It's your tonality. How is your tone? Okay? You may be saying the right words. You're saying them the wrong way. Or you're being trained to that level. You may be saying the right words. You said it the wrong way. Tone is important. Okay? When you are scripting, it's not just scripting. Are you focusing on what the client wants? That's the tone they want to hear. You wonder why your client's tone deaf to you? It's because you're just scripting. You're just scripting. It's not about just scripting. It's about taking the right tone and focusing on the consumer. Focus on what they want. You've got to have your tone right. You wonder why the music's off? You wonder why you're skipping a beat on that phone sometimes, or it feels off in the home? It's because maybe you're shortcutting a couple things. Don't shortcut things. Follow your script. Don't be afraid to embellish and add a couple little things, but do not ever move away from your script. The fundamentals have to always stay the fundamentals. You've got to always be in a place that the fundamentals are strong, the fundamentals don't change, okay? I'm going to always be training. I'm always going to be honing up and skilling up and practicing my script and embracing it, okay? I'm going to show up to practice every day, and I'm going to practice more than I play. People that win Super Bowls, they practice way more than they play, okay? They do, don't they? They practice a ton. Why do us as insurance agents not take the same mindset and methods and implement it for success? It's because we don't want to work for it. I know everyone here is ready to work for it, and you want it. That's why you flew in here, and that's why David flew me here to help bring value to you as well. This is very important. Get your mind right. Focus on that tone, just like when you were a kiddo. Get your tone right. Okay? You got to get your tone right. I can say the right words to you, but if I say them wrong, you ain't going to like what I'm speaking, right? I could say something that's nice to you, and you're going to get offended by it if I take the wrong tone. When you script, you can say the right words, but you implement the wrong technique, the wrong facial countenance, and the client takes it the wrong way. You didn't do anything wrong. On the script, you said the right words. What you failed to do was this right here. Maybe you didn't look in your own face. You look like you didn't get enough sleep last night. You look like you didn't have your coffee yet. You look like you didn't do your positive affirmations before you started your day. And if you can fix that before you move forward, you will find more success. You have to be constantly moving forward in your script. Keep moving forward in your script. Don't lose heart. Football is won sometimes by a game of inches. Guess what? So is telesales. So is face-to-face sales. It's a game of inches. Keep moving the ball towards the goal line. Keep moving the ball a little farther, okay? And you're moving the ball further to help your client attain what they want. You're doing this for them. You're doing it because the consequences of you not helping the client have forward progress in the conversation has potential to be devastating to the families that they leave behind if you're selling life insurance. You need to understand the consequences of you doing a crappy job. I know nobody likes hearing this. Nobody does. You need to understand the consequences of you underperforming are not just you not getting a sale. The consequences of you not training is not just you not getting your win and a mark on your dang leaderboard. That's not what this is about. Understand the consequences of you not doing what you got excited to get an insurance license and do will leave families in a worse place if you don't deliver the baby and deliver it smoothly. Women are tougher than men, let's face it. Women are better in telesales than men. You ladies in this room can outsell every male counterpart in this room. I know it sounds sexist, it's the truth. You men need to train harder. You train like she's gonna whoop you, and 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 she's gonna outproduce you, and she can and will if she's equally trained, if she's equally passionate. I've run telesales organizations for a long time. Let me tell you, a lady can outproduce a man. I know you don't like hearing it. You men need to understand, ladies are not as abrasive. Ladies are more caring and compassionate naturally. When they think of a scammer, they think of a man, right? They don't think of a beautiful lady. You men got a lot to overcome, okay? Let's just get real with it. You ladies will outproduce the men, but only if you equally train and are equally as disciplined to your fundamentals. Keep the fundamentals always. Keep the script tight. Make sure you got your script right first off. But you better follow what you know. Follow that mirror. Watch your own countenance if you want to capitalize on the opportunity that you're here for. Where's your countenance at? Look at it. But understand you got to work to keep up with these ladies in this room. You better be prepared to work. Okay? You want to be first string or you want to be second string? You better work for it. You better work for it. In insurance, this is a performance-based industry. It's amazingly satisfying, but you better be prepared to work for it if you want to make the cut. Be prepared to work for it if you want to capitalize on what you're here for. You work on your script like your career depends on it, because it does. Your career depends on this. Focus on your script. I don't have time today in my hour here to be able to go over scripting with you and my proprietary techniques and rebuttaling technologies and scripting. I don't have time to do that, but you know what I can invest in you is some basics that will help you. You got to focus on that mirror, focus on your mind, your tonality, just like when you were a child. Don't you take that tone with me, boy. Okay? Don't you take that tone with me. Okay? And it could be something stupid. David's son, he brought him here. Okay? Great man, but let me tell you, I'm guessing maybe David once or twice, has he ever maybe had tone off?
Daily.
There you go. All right? There you go. We own it. Okay? Whatever you've done, own it. Okay? You can't skip a beat if you want the music to sound good. You cannot skip a beat if you want the music to sound good. Focus on your script. You want to hit the notes right? Focus on your script. Silence in face-to-face insurance is an amazing tool. I've done face-to-face sales over a decade. And I'm telling you, face-to-face sales, it's different. Don't think you're going to take face-to-face technology and technique and run the ball, okay? You're not going to do it as effectively. You won't. It's like MMA, okay? MMA is a mix of a lot of weird, fun stuff. You know just one technique, you're going to get rocked. I don't care if you're Mike Tyson. You throw Mike Tyson in a ring with somebody that knows a lot of other things, okay, and it's not going to look pretty. It just isn't. Doesn't mean he's not crazy gifted in that one skill set, right? But if somebody else is quicker and faster and knows what they're doing, what's going to take place? Not pretty things. Right? But this is the same thing with telesales, okay? You've got to have the MMA right. You've got to have your mind right. You've got to have your methods right and tight. And then you've got to deploy high action. I don't care how many times you've read the playbook. It doesn't matter if you don't implement. It doesn't matter if y'all don't show up. Your coach gives you the technique. Your coach gives you everything you need, but if you don't deploy, it doesn't matter. Understand the consequences of what take place if you don't do your job right. Not only to your career, which is about me, myself, and I, which is where a lot of agents focus, but focus on the why. Why am I doing this? Okay? I got a friend from college. Okay? Her husband passed away recently. We're talking like less than 2 weeks ago. Friend from college that lost touch with for a long time. Her husband died unexpectedly in his 30s, ladies and gentlemen, in his 30s. You know what happened?
What?
GoFundMe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what happened? Hey, he didn't have coverage. Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? Shame on me. Shame on us. Okay? If you have friends that you haven't introduced yourself to and at least told them what you do. If it's not going to be you, who? You all right with it? No. The consequence of you not doing your job is a tough pill to swallow. I don't like it. I'm emotional about it. Pisses me off. Okay? Not because I didn't get a sale, but because I didn't have an opportunity to serve her. I didn't have an opportunity to save that family from the pain that followed. Shame on me. Shame on me. Okay? So own it. Have an opportunity not to be pushy. That's not what it's about. It's about providing value to them. Understand wherever your feet are planted, you have an opportunity to bring value. No matter where you are. The check that you will provide does not have emotion. The check that you will provide will take care of whatever they need at that given minute, at that moment in time. When that day comes, when you deliver that death check, and I've delivered countless death checks. I've sold thousands of policies, thousands in my career, by phone and even face-to-face. Thousands of policies. I've delivered so many death checks, and it's the most gratifying feeling, but also very sad at that point. But it's satisfying when you realize that I just made his life better. I just made her life better. I just guarded the generations that came behind. Focus on the consequence of what you're trying to do, good or bad. Focus on the consequence of you not doing what you're here to deliver. It's not about you. This is about them. You've got to keep that right, okay? Focus on the goal. I'm going to help them get what they want. Focus on your offense, your script. Focus on not just being pushy, but helping push the client forward in the process. Closing is not an event. It's a process. So many people think that closing is some event. No, it's not. Help the client along. That's why you've got to have good technique, good scripting. You've got to move forward to help the client attain what they want. You've got to be in a place of flowing and going. If you go into the script and then you stop in weird ways, face-to-face, you're fine, right? Got a lot of good face-to-face beasts here. If you stop in a script, it's power when you're face-to-face. You stop in a script in telesales, you just got rear-ended in the intersection, and you wonder why your ears are a-ringing. You're going to hear a dial tone. That's all you're going to hear. You started off in your script, you're like, I'm driving fast. I think I got this. And then they give you an objection. You're like, bam. You're like, whoa, hello. Whew, that didn't feel good. Let me try that again. And then you get back on your script, right? And you get into it, and you're like, let me script again. And then they give you a rebuttal, and you stop. You got shocked. Boom. It happens again. You're like, wow. A lot of insurance agents will experience whiplash because you stopped running the ball. Even in football, take your offense, take your script, and run with it. And what happens if you stop? Boom. You're over with. You're tatered. It ain't pretty. In telesales with scripting, the fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen, are the fundamentals. It's the same. Make sure you're running things right and tight the whole way through. Know your offense. Know your defense. And don't be defensive about your defense. People will find a lot of offense, okay, to how you speak, because it's, don't take that tone with me, boy. Remember your tone. Don't be defensive about your defense. Your defense should never be about you. Your offense, okay, when they're offended by what you say, it's because of your tone. You were offensive in how you said it. Doesn't mean the words were wrong. Your methods are off. Your methods are off. That's all it is. Tighten up your methods. You wonder why you go around, okay, the play, and the football players are running. You see those guys just running the scramble. And you're like, wow, man, he just blew through the defensive line smoothly, and no one could touch him. This is amazing. And everyone's like, yeah, it's my team. Okay, and then you got a team like mine and the Seahawks, okay, and their defense sucks. Let's just own it, okay? And it's like, wham, and it's like, ooh, that was ugly, okay? And it happens even to the best of teams. Nobody arrives. Nobody arrives in this space. In insurance and in sales, no one arrives. You either move forward or you work backwards. Nobody has reverse here. No one. You've got to be in a place where you're pushing forward and pursuing the heart of the client to help give them what they want. Focus on your fundamentals. Get things right, okay? You get rear-ended because you stopped. You get rear-ended because you weren't in a place of proficiency because you didn't train. You should know you're going to get rear-ended if you stop. Why do we stop? Because we didn't train right. Why don't we follow our fundamentals and keep going down the path of the script? Because maybe we didn't practice it as intimately as we should have. Get into a place where you help the client attain what they want, but when you do, flow and go. Flow and go. It's not about just saying words mindlessly. Anybody here married? All right. Got a couple folks, okay? If your husband, ma'am, came up to you and said, after a hard day of work, I love you, and then walks off with no emotion, no good tone, would that be acceptable if this was off? She's like, nope. Okay? You with your clients, when you say certain things out of your mouth, when your tone's off, I don't care if you say the right words, if you're not trained on how to speak them the right way, you're going to have no different of a response than your wife going, nope, I don't care what you say out of your mouth, okay, that ain't right. Like telling your wife you're sorry when you ain't sorry. Okay? Everybody's been in the doghouse if you're married, maybe once or twice, maybe daily. Okay? You come up into it, and it's like, oh, sorry, and you walk off. You ain't sorry, you get back in this room, we're going to talk about it. Right? If you're married, this takes place. Your words were not wrong, your delivery was wrong. Are you being trained on how to articulate a proven power script, how to implement high-end techniques so that when you say a rebuttal, you are ready to respond in a non-abrasive way, no different than saying you're sorry to your wife, sorry to your spouse. You want to succeed? Understand tone. Use mirroring tactics. Do not stop. Be prepared for adversity because I promise you it will come. You will get rear-ended. Be prepared so that you keep moving and progressing towards the objective. And the objective is always what? Exactly. Help the client. The consequences are dire if we do not. Now, we cannot want anything more than they want it. But you can do a better job, and I can do a better job at bringing value to them. Bring value. If your value is way up here, and your price is here, you've got a sale. A lot of agents are like, here's my price, buy it, buy it, buy it. And you didn't bring value. You don't have anything, and you think you're the best salesman on the planet. You're walking in with all this swagger, and you're not getting anything, but I got to talk to my dog. I got to think about it. I'll talk to my next door neighbor who's a drunk. It doesn't matter. Focus, focus, focus. Bring more value. Until your value proposition has risen above what price is, you will never progress. Focus on bringing more value. Bring more certainty. Bring a better solution. When you understand your client's deep and intimate why, I'm now going to come and grab that rope for my consumer, and I'm going to pull the burden off of them because their problem can be remedied with my product. So many agents are pushing rope. I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell. I'm going to just do this and do this and do this. And you wonder why you're going nowhere. You're not coming alongside of what the client wants, wishes, and desires and removing the weight off of their shoulders. Focus on the client's why. Then focus on the how. And then focus on your one thing. And that's not tomorrow. That is now. Implement, implement, implement. Focus on the client's why. Focus on your how. And focus on your now. Not tomorrow, now. High action, high action, high action. You will experience more success, I hope, as a result. Thank you, David, for bringing me in and having me speak here today. And I hope this brings value to you today in the session. So I appreciate you. Thank you.